Played Bill Cosby's wife on TV for 8 years, and now, as her former co-star is swarmed with allegations of sex abuse, Phylicia Rashad is airing her views, many of them controversial, to ABC's Lindsay Davis.
What has happened is a legacy has been attacked. A legacy is being erased.
For 8 years, Phylicia Rashad played Bill Cosby's wife, and tonight she's standing by him once again, this time amidst a wave of allegations.
People have been waiting to hear from you.
Have they?
Coming to the embattled comedian's defense as more than a dozen women make accusations against the famed comedian, claims in some cases that he drugged them, even sexually abused them.
What do you say then to the women who have painstakingly told these stories of abuse? They were raped, they were sexually assaulted, that they were drugged.
What can I say to these women whom I don't know? What can I say to things that you are hearing when I'm telling you what I've seen? I'm telling you what I've experienced. What can I say?
What about then, when you first heard any inkling that women were saying they had been drugged or raped?
I had never heard that before. So this was the first time I was hearing anything like that. And I can't even speak to those things and don't want to.
And now Rashad has found herself in the center of her own controversy, all because of this online report.
You were quoted online as saying, forget those women.
And that was a misquote. And that is not what I said. What I said is this is not about the women. This is about something else. This is about the obliteration of legacy. That's what I said.
Some people might think that it was dismissive, that it came across.
I am a woman. I am a woman. I would never say such a thing. I would never think such a thing. I did not say that.
Our calls to Roger Freeman at Showbiz Online were not returned. After a portion of our interview aired earlier tonight, the reporter posted on his site in part, "I did not misquote Phylicia Rashad, but she didn't mean for it to be taken the way it was, and I should have punctuated." Today, 3 new accusers came forward, and their attorney, Gloria Allred, lashing out at Rashad.
Phylicia, I vow to you that I will not forget these women.
I remember waking up in a bed with Mr. Cosby naked beneath his open robe.
He drugged and raped me.
Cosby's lawyer released a statement early on saying the fact that they're being repeated does not make them true, adding that they've escalated far past the point of absurdity. Even tonight, as Bill Cosby performed in front of a packed Ontario audience with a handful of protesters outside, Rashad believes that the allegations are all an orchestrated attack.
I do want to get your initial reaction to the allegations.
Well, my initial reaction to the allegations was, someone has a vested interest in preventing Mr. Cosby's return to network television.
Was there any dialogue ever that you would come out in support of him, or was it something he asked you to do?
Oh, no. I did talk to him towards the beginning of all of this. And his comment then was, the internet has given some anonymous people a very loud voice.
It's all about tarnishing Cosby's legacy, she says. The show, which debuted in the 80s, was one of the first media images that portrayed African-American families as educated, ambitious, and driven.
And this is my office.
What do you do?
I'm a doctor for women.
We're talking about a legacy that inspired a generation of young people to consider and pursue higher education. We're talking about a legacy that introduced and portrayed American culture in its diversity. It's difficult for me to watch this legacy be erased as if it never happened. There is the Constitution of the United States, which ensures innocence until the proof of guilt, and that has not happened.
The Tony Award-winning actress played a loving yet firm attorney and wife to Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable.
You were on the set with him for more than a decade, working very closely with him. At no time did you ever see anything inappropriate?
What I saw was fun. Never anything inappropriate. What I saw was work. Mrs. Cosby was a frequent visitor to the studio. That's what I saw.
insisting that the man she knew,
He's a genius. He is generous. He's kind. He's inclusive.
is the man that America fell in love with night after night, right here on their television screen.
But you saw the shows, and that was what it was.
To critics who might say, well, of course, Felicia Rashad is going to come out in support of Bill Cosby. She has a lot to gain and benefit.
Oh, really?
If the show continues to air.
They don't understand how residuals go. The longer the show runs, the smaller the residual.
Have you talked to Mr. Cosby recently?
No, I haven't spoken to him recently.
So you can't even say if he's doing well or how he's holding up in the midst of the allegations?
Speaking to the character of the man that I know, this has not been easy at all. But he's not a coward. You know, he's not.
Keisha Knight Pulliam, who played Little Rudy, also spoke out to Wendy Williams in defense of Cosby.
I don't know what happened.
Everything on the set seemed
copacetic? I don't have that story to tell of him. Okay. The man I know and love, is who I just described.
Supermodel Beverly Johnson says it was his legacy that made it so difficult for her to come forward with her own accusations.
This was the most difficult decision that I've ever made. I am calling out a black man, a revered black man, but this is the right thing to do.
But for years, she says, she held a dark secret, damning accusations that Cosby drugged her.
And from the first sip and then the second sip, I knew I had been drugged.
Rashad wouldn't comment specifically on Johnson's case or any specific allegations.
That's your conversation with her. I don't know anything about that.
But she does say she knows Bill Cosby.
Is there any way for him to rebound from this?
Well, I don't have all answers. I don't know. But I think in the hearts and minds of many people, he is held in high regard.
And you still hold him in very high regard?
Absolutely, I do. Yes, I do.
For Nightline.